There's a secret that millionaires guard jealously, something so powerful it can turn a regular person into a magnet for prosperity and abundance. But here's the most intriguing part. It's not just about money in the bank or luxury properties. The real secret lies in the ability to act as if you are wealthy even before you possess a single penny. Does that sound contradictory, an absurd idea to the logical mind? Get ready to uncover a truth that will shake everything you believe about prosperity, manifestation, and the very nature of reality itself. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to attract opportunities as if they were magnets? As if the universe is conspiring in their favor with every step they take? While others, despite working tirelessly and giving their all, remain trapped in the same cycle of scarcity, of earn and spend. The crucial difference isn't in what they do, but in how they think, how they feel, and most importantly, how they behave on an energetic level. If this topic about the mysteries of manifestation is sparking your curiosity, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the coming revelations that can, in fact, change your life forever. Quantum physics has already shown that our reality is not a fixed and unchangeable thing, but rather a field of potentialities that are shaped by our intention and, even more profoundly, by our observation. But there's something even more transcendental that traditional science often avoids addressing: the innate human capacity to alter one's own vibrational frequency through the conscious and emotionally charged simulation of mental states. When you simulate the experience of being wealthy, you're not lying to the world. You're reprogramming your very own energetic matrix, the very foundation of your existence. You're sending a clear, unmistakable message to the quantum field. This is my new identity. This is my new vibrational pattern. However, be careful of the traps the mind, accustomed to scarcity, can create. Most people fail miserably in their attempt to apply this principle because they confuse acting as if you are wealthy with the irresponsibility of spending money you don't have, or with the empty flaunting of things you don't own. The true wealth simulation is not a performance for others, but a sacred act that happens at the level of consciousness, on the internal stage of your mind. It is there, in that private space, that you must rehearse and live the feeling of abundance day after day in every tiny detail until it becomes a natural and inseparable part of who you are. Imagine for a moment that your entire life has been like an actor playing the role of a person with no money. You've learned this character so well that you've forgotten you were acting. Life has become the script, and the character has merged with the actor. Now is the time to change roles, but here's what no one tells you. The transition between characters doesn't happen overnight. It's a process of metamorphosis that requires dedication, patience, and a deep understanding of the hidden mechanisms of manifestation. The first secret of prosperous people is that they cultivate what we call a prosperous presence. This means that regardless of their bank account balance, they carry an energy of abundance with them. It's not about expensive clothes, jewelry, or luxury cars. It's about how they walk, how they breathe, how they interact, and above all, how they look at the world. It's a presence that silently communicates to the universal field. I belong to abundance, and abundance belongs to me. This energy manifests in their upright posture, their calmness in making decisions, their natural generosity, and their ability to see opportunities where others see only obstacles. Have you ever observed how a truly prosperous person behaves in a restaurant? They don't check the price before ordering, not because they're irresponsible, but because their mind is completely calibrated for abundance. It's this mental calibration, this fine-tuning with prosperity, that you need to develop. When you train your mind to operate from abundance, even in the smallest daily details, you are literally rewriting your neurological programming, which may have been installed in your childhood through limiting beliefs. The most advanced neuroscience reveals that our brain, with its amazing neuroplasticity, doesn't distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. For those who understand the principles of manifestation, this discovery is revolutionary. It means you can literally train your nervous system for prosperity through detailed visualization and emotional simulation. By simulating the feeling of prosperity, you are building new neural pathways and strengthening the connections that correspond to the reality you wish to manifest. But there is a specific, even more advanced technique that masters of manifestation use, which goes far beyond simple visualization. It's what we call reverse temporal immersion. Instead of visualizing a prosperous future, you mentally place yourself in that reality and look back at the past where you didn't have that abundance. This technique, by creating a powerful inversion in the flow of mental time, confuses the primitive brain and forces it to accept the new reality as true. It's like hacking your own mental matrix to speed up the manifestation process. The most common and most fatal mistake is trying to force the feeling of abundance. True mastery lies in allowing this feeling to emerge naturally through constant practice. It's like learning to play a complex instrument like the piano. At first, the music is forced, mechanical, full of wrong notes. But with time, the music will flow organically. The same thing happens with the vibration of abundance. The practice is not about perfection, but about consistency. There's a secret exercise that wealthy people practice, something so simple it seems almost foolish, but so powerful it can transform your reality in weeks. They perform mental spending. Every day, for at least 20 minutes, they mentally spend large amounts of money on things they truly desire. But it's not a vague fantasy. It's a detailed and emotionally charged exercise where they feel the weight of the money in their hands, visualize the transactions, and experience the feeling of financial freedom in every cell of their body. During this exercise, something extraordinary happens in the brain. The same neural circuits that activate when you actually spend money begin to fire. Your subconscious mind, which doesn't distinguish between the real and the imagined, begins to catalog this experience as real. And when your subconscious mind accepts something as real, it automatically starts looking for ways to make this reality consistent in the physical world. When you consistently practice the simulation of wealth, you're not just reprogramming your mind. You're altering your energetic signature in the quantum field. You're sending a new frequency to the universe. And the universe, which is essentially an intelligent and malleable information field, responds by reorganizing the circumstances around you to align with your new vibration. The resistance you feel when you try to practice is not accidental. It's your primitive mind trying to protect you from the danger of change. Prosperity is not a destination, but a state of being, and it requires you to be comfortable with the discomfort of expansion. Here's a truth that might shock you. Poverty is an addiction. Yes, you read that right. Scarcity releases the same chemicals in the brain as other addictive substances. The adrenaline of financial worry, the dopamine of complaining about the situation, the serotonin of identifying with the struggle. Your brain could be literally addicted to being poor, and like any addiction, overcoming it requires recognizing the pattern and making a conscious decision to break the cycle. The good news is that abundance can also become a positive addiction. When you train your brain to release pleasure chemicals in response to the feeling of prosperity, you create a virtuous cycle. Your mind begins to actively seek out situations that confirm your new prosperous identity. It's like trading a destructive vice for a vice that propels you toward success. There's a crucial component that most people ignore: gratitude for the abundance that hasn't physically manifested yet. This is one of the most powerful and least understood practices of advanced manifestation. When you feel genuine gratitude for the money that hasn't arrived yet, you are creating an energetic bridge between your current reality and the desired one. Anticipatory gratitude works because it removes the energy of lack from the equation, which is the biggest block to manifestation, because it communicates to the universe that you don't have what you desire. But when you feel gratitude for future abundance as if it were already present, you are operating from the frequency of abundance, not lack. There's another technique called the reality check. Every morning, even before getting out of bed, You mentally rehearse what it would be like to wake up as a multimillionaire. What would it feel like to stretch knowing that money is not an issue? What would it feel like to go to the bathroom with the awareness that all the bills are paid? What would it feel like to have breakfast knowing you can buy anything you want? This morning check programs your nervous system to operate from abundance all day long. It's like you're installing new software into your mind every morning. And the more you practice, the more natural this new programming becomes. Until you reach a point where you can no longer act wealthy because you simply are wealthy on an energetic level. Perhaps you're wondering why this works for some people and not for others. The difference lies in the quality of the conviction. It's not enough to just think you're rich. You have to feel it in your body. Make every cell of your being vibrate with this truth. The body is the repository of emotions, and emotion is the language the universe understands. When you can authentically generate the bodily feeling of abundance, even without external evidence, you are speaking directly to the quantum field in the only language it recognizes: pure vibrational frequency. There is a critical moment in this process that separates those who manifest from those who just dream. It's the moment when the external evidence hasn't arrived yet, but you maintain the internal feeling of abundance despite everything. This is the final test of your vibrational mastery. It is at this moment that most people give up, returning to the old vibration of scarcity. But those who persist cross what we call the quantum tipping point, where the external reality finally aligns with the internal reality. If you've made it this far, it's because something in you recognizes the truth of these words. You feel that there is a version of yourself that already lives in abundance, waiting to be activated. Prosperity becomes your new default reality, and scarcity becomes impossible to sustain. The most fascinating thing about all of this is that when you truly master the art of acting wealthy on a vibrational level, you discover that you never were acting at all. You have always been prosperous. You have always had access to the unlimited abundance of the universe. You had just forgotten, hypnotized by the collective illusion of scarcity. The journey to reconnect with your original abundant nature is both the simplest and the most challenging you can embark on. Simple because it only requires a change in perspective and consistent practice. Challenging because it means letting go of an identity you have carried with you for years or decades. But here is the great promise. On the other side of this transformation, there exists a version of you who lives in complete financial freedom, who contributes meaningfully to the world, who experiences life from abundance, not from survival. This version of you is not a fantasy. It is a quantum potentiality waiting to collapse into reality through your conscious decision to claim your prosperous inheritance. The time is now. The opportunity is this. The choice is yours. If this content has awakened something in you, if you have felt that deep recognition of the truth, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Because this is just the first layer of a transformation that can completely redefine your experience of life on this planet. Remember, you are not trying to become rich. You are just removing the layers of conditioning that have hidden your natural abundant nature. You are returning home, to who you truly are when all the illusions are removed. And this journey home is the most thrilling adventure there is.